Good morning, Rainmakers. It's Priyam here. Welcome to Rainway Real Estate and Life Lessons. I'm here to dive into the 5 biggest mistakes to avoid when buying property or selling property in Dubai. Whether you're looking to buy on plan or off plan, it's important to take these into consideration and avoid the pitfalls, saving yourself thousands of AED or dollars, as they say, in terms of getting it right. So let's go. Part one, the buyer's mistakes. What not to do. So rushing into off plan without doing research is a big mistake that a lot of people make. The reason being is that you get a call or you see an advertisement or you've landed into Dubai and you're sort of really excited about the energy of the place and how amazing it is, and you sort of see an advertisement and you go into a booth or meet somebody with regards to purchasing a property. You'll see that people are actually selling you property off plan, even when you're shopping. So it's all around you. You're engrossed in it. And that is part of the charade of actually purchasing property in Dubai, off plan property. And one of the things that you should do is, of course, it's an amazing concept, but you've got to really do your research and find out, who are the good developers, which projects are good, what their track record is, where their handover times have been, what is the quality of the end development itself. So things you need to avoid is sort of check and stuff is to check the developer's past records and projects, read the fine print on payment plans and handover dates, and also check whether the property is registered with RERA. So that's Dubai's Real Estate Authority. If it's not registered with RERA, then it's most probably going to be a scam because it is illegal to sell property in Dubai without being registered to RERA. Another thing that needs to be looked at, which a lot of people don't take into consideration because they're looking at the payment plan and the opportunity of growth, is service charge and hidden costs. So you say, how does service charge affect me? It's not going to be that influential to my decision, but it should be, because you're either going to live in the property or you're going to rent it. So either way, it's a cost which is going to eat on your bottom line, whether it be as an investment or even for your own personal use. So you've got to really check the AED. They normally do the service charge according to the floor size of the property. Normally anything from 15 up to even 50 dirhams a square foot. So 15 is considered quite cheap. And also you have to look at what amenities and what benefits you're getting, i.e. swimming pools, spas, porters, concierge. So that will all play into the consideration. Now, I'm not saying you don't have to pay a high service charge, because if you are getting the right benefits from it, then of course that is worth it. And it will also add to your bottom line for your own personal experience, but also for your potential renters as well. Have to look at sort of the maintenance costs. Now, if it's an extravagant building with waterfalls, solar panels, and things which are sort of futuristic, they may be more inclined to go wrong or not know costs, like in the simple old-fashioned way, where you've got a boiler and the boiler's a boiler, it's been there for 20 years or it will be there for 20 years. And so therefore, a much more generic thing. So that's another thing you need to take into account. So, avoid and ask for a full breakdown of costs before committing, and compare service charges across different communities to really understand whether you're getting something which is a fair deal. Now, the other thing that you need to check up on as well is that you're using a RERA registered broker. The mistake a lot of people make is dealing with unverified agents, and from a private seller's point of view, without legal protection. So RERA was set up in order to every agent should have a RERA license. That means that you're registered, that they know where you live, what you do, and that also you passed all the ethics and compliance exams. Plus, also you've made sure that you are known within the industry in terms of being accountable for your actions. So, work with RERA certified agents who know the legal process, and make sure that you verify all documents before taking payments. If an agent says to, for example, put a check into their name when you're purchasing, then this is a big red flag. Because normally the name, well, 99% of the time, the check has to be payable to the seller. How will you know who the seller is? Because you will see their title deed. The check may be held by the agent itself, but the actual check is payable to the buyer because the funds go to the buyer and not to the agent. So, from a seller's point of view, the mistakes made and what not to do. Don't overprice your property. Don't be greedy. What you're trying to do is to create a market which is balanced. You want to create it so that, of course, you're getting the maximum value, but at the same time, you don't want it to be sitting around and being stagnant and people not coming and seeing it. So you may think, okay, I've got a property which I believe is worth 8 million dirhams. And I want to sort of maximize it. So I'll put it on at 9 million because of the fact that, people may make offers on it. Unfortunately, what will happen is that you're going to dishearten. You're not going to tell the agents that you want 8 million because of the fact that you think you're being clever. So therefore, what happens is that you put the property on the market for 9 million. You don't really get any viewings because people can see it's too expensive compared to the other stock on the market. And so therefore, as a result, the viewings aren't done and the agents get disheartened and they just try to sell other stock. So therefore, by trying to sort of be clever or try and get more money, you actually do the opposite. What you want to do is try and create a vibrant market for the property, to have lots of interest from potential buyers, for them to come and see the product itself, which will make it easier for the agents to do viewings. If the property is priced well, they can get more telephone calls and convert those calls into viewings. And the more viewings you get, then that gives the feedback of what the property is actually worth. Now, if it is worth 9 million, then naturally what will happen is that somebody will make an offer. It may be their first offer, but we'll go on to that in the next scenario. So get a professional valuation, check the recent sales and similar properties in your area, and be open to negotiation. Now, if you hire the right agent, they should be able to provide you with all this information, but it's also easy for you to go online, put in the details of your property, and you can see exactly what has been sold and not sold. And you can also go into the Dubai Land Registry and put the address in and get the information. There are various websites in Dubai which provide all the feedback of everything that's been sold. It's very transparent. There's nothing to hide from. So therefore, it's not like people are going to be making up figures. It all has to be data-backed and data-driven. Accepting your first offer without doing any due diligence. Now, you put the market on at 8 million, and I'm not telling you to accept that first offer because you put it on at a competitive price in order to make sure that you get activity. And, if you get the first offer, I'm not saying to jump at the first buyer without verifying their financial situation. But also at the same time, in my experience as a person who's been dealing with property for over 25 years, normally the first few offers that come in, especially from good agents, is correct to be the right price for your property. Now, I've made the mistake in the past of, I've got the property on for 8 million. I've got now 8 million. Have I priced it too low? Oh, no, maybe I should have put it on for 9 million. So therefore, I think to myself, okay, I'm not going to accept the 8 million. I'm going to keep it on and look for other buyers. That buyer goes away. Time goes by, and later on, I realized that 8 million was a great offer and I should have taken it. But because my expectations weren't in the right place, I didn't take it. Now, learning from experience and also having been an agent myself, the reason I tell you that offer is good is because what you have to understand is that these buyers are not just coming as a one-off first time. So, for example, when I was an agent, I would be showing people properties, trying to find them the right product for their home. But what would happen is that they didn't find the right thing. Now, when I did find them the right thing, they've already seen lots of properties. They've already been educated on what they can afford. So when they see this property for 8 million, because of the fact that I've got a good relationship and I understand them, they may want to put in an offer for 7.5, but they know that from what they've seen, what they want, and where they are, that property is for them. So don't mess about asking price 8 million. So therefore, you can see how that offer that has come along, it's not like, oh, I've underpriced it, or I shouldn't accept it because it's the first offer. It should really be a case of asking how long have these people been looking for, what offers have they put in, have they got their mortgage in place, are they buying cash? And so if they give all the right answers, then and as you were happy to accept 8 million because you had done your research, you had done your due diligence, and you had seen what the property is worth, I would go with the offer. 9 times out of 10, you're going to do the right thing. If you want to be greedy and you want to try and get more money and stuff, in my opinion and my hindsight, what I've done, if you've done everything I've told you correctly, then you should be happy with the offer, because ultimately what's happening is that you found a good buyer through a good agent who's done their work, and you've also done your work by putting it on the market at the right price rather than trying to be funny about trying to get more money. So it's really important that we understand that, yes, it's an amazing market to be in, but like anywhere in the world, you have to have your wits about you and just do the basic stuff, which I've discussed, which is the RERA agents, making sure that you find out the price of your property by data, and you do your due diligence, as well as use the agents to do theirs as well and prove it to you with data-driven information. So that's it for today's episode on Rainway Real Estate and Life Lessons. If you're buying or selling in Dubai, keep these 5 mistakes in mind. Avoid them and you can save money. Stress and regret, as I said, in the same experiences I've had. And if you found it useful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow me on Instagram and YouTube. We really appreciate it for all the sort of real estate insights and also life lessons that I've learned along the way purchasing real estate. So see you in the next episode, Rainmakers. Have a great weekend.